What's going on? Matt here with Coach Karnell James, the new head coach at St. Thomas. He's been there as an assistant, becomes the new head coach there. Coach, congrats on the new job. Talk about what this means to you in your career.
Certainly means a lot. Thanks, first of all, Matt. Certainly a pleasure to be here. Certainly means a lot because I love basketball. I love the instruction of basketball. And I think for anyone that, played basketball in high school and college like I did, it's only right that we continue to give back to the sport we love.
So take us on your basketball journey from New Orleans, playing at St. Aug. Just talk, tell the viewers what your journey has been.
Yeah, so my basketball journey started playing for a really competitive high school at St. Augustine. I was fortunate enough to win the state championship 1992. That team was led by Kerry Kittles. 2 years after I graduated, that St. Aug team was #1 in the nation. So from there, I went on to play basketball at the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota. My freshman year, we actually made the Final Four. And coincidentally, Mike Rhodes won and was Player of the Year, who currently coaches for VCU. So from there, had some success at St. Thomas. I'm a member of the Hall of Fame there, two-time Player of the Year in that conference. And when I moved to Houston to start working professionally, I always wanted to stay involved with sports.
So, being the assistant, and being in this, the culture of basketball in Houston, which is really rich, how are you going to lay your own foundation at St. Thomas as taking over the head job?
Yes, that's a good question. First of all, you're right. It's very competitive. There are tons of competitive public schools, a lot of great coaches. Just in our conference alone in TAPS, the coaches are phenomenal. Some education, the education schools, the system here, it is top notch. So I think what I'll start with is the history of St. Thomas, the education, the fact that it's centrally located is also great. And that's how I intend to build from there.
Talk about your philosophy. Are you kind of up-tempo, or are you just going to kind of coach to, the talent or, the resources you have there? What's kind of your style?
Yeah, most definitely. Certainly when I played, I was a little more up-tempo. But first, I'm going to evaluate the current roster and just kind of coach them in whatever, try to get the best out of that group that I can get, whether that's up-tempo, whether it's slow it down. So I'm spending the next week or so just really working with the assistant coaches to see what type of concept and just how we're going to move forward in this program. But I'm definitely excited.
Talk about, going to St. Thomas. It's a different high school experience. It's really not even a high school, but more of a college prep experience. Talk about what kids gain from going there.
Yeah, so that's definitely a great question. I have experience with that because I played at a Division III college, okay? And so everyone attends there, they certainly take academics, is certainly the pillar of a student athlete there.
Right.
And that's what I sort of lead with here. I understand that the coursework is rigorous. So we certainly want to make sure we put a good product on the court, but I certainly want to lead with, you can get a top-notch education here, and you can also play high-level basketball.
Talk about also the division you're in TAPS is a tough division as well. Night in, night out, you're kind of, you got to be ready to play because anybody seems like they can knock each other off. Just talk about the competitiveness of the, that TAPS conference.
Yes, fortunately for us, it is competitive, and that attracts the kids that want to play in this league. They're looking forward next week or the week after next for an opponent, because every Tuesday and Friday, you can be beat. So with that, we certainly have the kids' attention at practice. We certainly have a great group now with just about everyone returning. So I'm certainly looking forward to coaching this group.
Outside of basketball, man, what's kind of your other interest? What do you do outside of basketball?
Outside of basketball, I'm into youth sports big time. My son is a member of the Fort Bend Seahawks, phenomenal group in the Fort Bend Football League. I was a part of the Stafford Youth Basketball Association. So even outside of St. Thomas High School basketball, I'm still involved with the youth, and I just always made a commitment to watch these kids coming up.
So what's a win? You know, you're looking back this time next year. What's a win for your program for you in year one?
For me, I think it's a couple of things. One, that our seniors enjoy their experience at St. Thomas. They excel academically, and they work hard from basketball perspective. And I think if we do those things, the other things such as winning, district titles, state, whatnot, I think those things will come. But right now, my first priority is, hey, let's create a culture of winning. Let's work hard, and I know great things will come from that.
So you've seen great players up close and personal. Kerry Kittles, people that might not know, but he, McDonald's All-American, I believe. He went to Villanova, played in the league for the New Jersey Nets. Maybe that's why nobody knew him, because he played in New Jersey. But you've seen it up close and personal. What does it take, or what's kind of the special sauce for like elite type of athletes like that?
Well, for one, certainly have to be blessed. There's only a few when you mention guys like Kerry Kittles, top 6 in the NBA draft.
Right.
But the formula is the same for everyone: hard work, dedication. Okay, and that's what I try to tell the players. There's no cheat code. The work is hard. If you're willing to put forth the work, I think great things can come from that.
There you have it. All right, we're fired up for St. Thomas hoops next year. This is new coach Karnell James. He was just earned the head coaching job about a week ago. Coach, thanks for joining us on the VYPE Zoom hotline.